Saturday, 26th of March, Central Park, after the euphoria and the high excitement of the 10th semi-final of the Challenge Cup. Tonight we're back at Central Park, where Wigan are going to have to come back to the bread and butter stuff of trying to establish themselves as champions of the league. Both teams tonight making changes, Oldham making a tremendous number of changes. Wigan working the rota from the squad system, have Phil Ford at full back, resting Edwards, Juliff. We've got that all-important first try on Saturdays on the right wing. Whitfield is in place of David Stevenson at number 3. Number 4 is Donlan, and number 5 Henderson Gill. The half-backs once again at 6, Brett Kenny, and 7, Mike Ford. In the front row at number 8 is Courtney, Kiss, and Campbell has come in at number 10 in place of Brian Case. In the second row, Graham West and Brian Dunn. Loose forward. Tremendous roar as Graham West, who had such a magnificent game on Saturday, Graham West leads his team out, a real captain in that semi-final, hoping probably to get these precious points with Wigan with 11 matches to play in 26 days. Number 13 is Scott, and Potter has been moved to substitute with Dutoit, so the Wigan substitutes are 14 Dutoit and 15 Potter. Oldham are playing in blue and white tonight, have a tremendous number of changes, having problems with injuries and sickness and people on transfer. Have at full-back number 1 Paul Taylor, number 2 Sherman, number 3 Parish, number 4 Hawkyard, and number 5 Mike Taylor. Number 6 is Birkby, and at scrum half 7 is Kerwin. The front row 8 Jones, 9 Lowndes, 10 Morgan. I mean, a little bit of doubt as to Morgan and Worrell as to which numbers are going to come out, but we've been given number 10 Morgan, number 11 Worrell, number 12 Platt, and at loose forward 13 Flanagan. And Oldham substitutes for tonight are Chisnall and Chadwick. And it's Morgan who's at number 10, the captain. He's come up to the centre to decide the toss of the coin with Mr. Hay, the referee. And Oldham will be playing from right to left. League match, lifts it high into Wigan 25. Wigan Don coming striding away, clears it to the 20. And lost it in the lights, so Wigan come into the Oldham half. Can't get rid of the ball as West had gone out onto the other side of the field in the centre position. Switch of direction again. Campbell coming in extremely hard there. Legs going like pistons as he went tearing into Brents. Lob pass a bit slow, comes out. Scott trying to go through, and Wigan lost a little bit of ground as they move the ball slowly across the field. Comes on to Ford. Ford going to kick behind the defence. Good long grubber kick. It's finding it, and it kicked it behind the defensive line that was lying up close, lying up very close indeed, and Wigan have pushed Oldham back into their 25, and so we come to the first scrum of the game after 2 minutes play. Wigan had all the ball so far as Kerwin comes over to put the ball in, and it's Kerwin who gets it out. He tries to break at the side of the scrum, and Wigan around quickly. Ford up fast, Scott also breaking quickly. Campbell goes in hard to take Jones. Hooker Lowndes driving forward. Campbell coming, tearing in. These Wigan players fighting for the places at the moment. It goes to Morgan. Morgan holding it. Followed across by Wigan. They put him down. Long arms of Graham West and Brian Dunn took him quite easily. And there's the kick behind the Wigan defence. Julius sensibly traps it, takes it well, running inside, going hard across the field. Well taken by Worrell and has to go down. Ford's behind to play the ball. Ford onto fullback. Ford trying to dance his way through, playing his first game in league at fullback. Moved in from the wing. Phil Ford comes on to Scott. Scott coming hard down the middle. Great run by Scott. Powerful, a good strong run there. Falls to a good tackle by fullback Paul Taylor. And he dives on it to play the ball, but Kiss has got it. Did very well to regain possession there. It was nearly a knock on. Could have been a penalty to Wigan for diving round at the play of the ball. It goes to West, and West coming in hard. Wigan playing full of power. Good backing up to Kiss. Wigan keeping this ball moving, as if handling it as if it's red hot. Ford not ready for the play of the ball. Gets it out to Kenny. Kenny's Kiss has been charged down and knocked on. Not charged down. It came to Worrell. He couldn't take it cleanly. Dropped the ball. And so we come to the second scrum. This time it will be Wigan to feed. Kiss not down. Platt. Out. Wigan going inside. Kenny waiting behind the play of the ball. Onto Campbell. Campbell driving down the close side. Held just short of the 25 line. Kiss dummying behind the play of the ball as Oldham came round very, very quickly. Charger was round very, very fast. And it goes out to Ford, onto Scott, doing the run around, onto Ford. Ford onto Dunn. Dunn trying to crash his way through. Managed to slip the ball beautifully onto Whitfield. Ball's gone astray and the referee said it's gone forward. We had a lot of pace, a lot of speed in this Wigan back line at the moment. The way they're playing, they're moving the ball well. I see there's been a change in the Oldham team. It's number 11. It's Platt and not Worrell, so Worrell is at 12. Pulls in the packet, shoots out to Wigan, and Wigan penalised for feet up. Parrish to kick for touch. Out towards the popular side of the field to Henderson Gill's wing. Hoists it very, very high and into the Wigan half. 5 yards inside the Wigan half. As Kerwin comes up to take the tap, forward driving in hard. Jones goes powering in. Wigan forwards take him. Kerwin waiting for the play of the ball. Moving it across. Lowndes running a bit wide, running crossfield, presenting an easy target. The ball's gone loose. Referee says play on. Been picked up by Kerwin. Wigan a bit slow on the loose ball there. Referee says back to one as it's played to Harcourt. Harcourt to Platt moves it on to Morgan, a long pass and Wigan a caught as it's switched back inside. Parrish going hard for the line and that looked like a forward pass, and a forward pass it was. And Wigan defence has been split open there, and Oldham moved on to that ball very well indeed. Posed a great threat there to Wigan, a lot of dangers. They swept down the right wing, and so we scrum down 15 yards out from the Wigan line. Ford to put the ball in. Pax wheeling, referee says got to go in again. It's come out the side of the tunnel. Both scrum halves fighting for the ball there. Ball's in again out to Wigan, and another penalty for Wigan for not feeding the ball correctly. Puts Oldham in a good attacking position 15 yards out from the line. This Wigan defence can be very tight. Kerwin to Lowndes. Lowndes running up the forwards. They wait for him. Coming strongly. And they have a job putting him down. He eventually has to dive with the ball 5 yards out. Wigan under a lot of pressure as Morgan goes to act in half back. Dummies with it. Switches it back inside onto Jones. Jones managed to get his pass in. Change of direction by Kerwin. Wigan hanging on to him. Kisses into the tattle. Wigan under a lot of trouble here as Oldham attacking well and hard. Platt along one. There's a big overlap here and the ball's gone loose, but gone back outside the 25 line. But it's Oldham's ball. Hawkyard waiting for the play of the ball. Inside onto Flanagan. Flanagan trying to go in. Is he onto Hawkyard? Flanagan waiting for the play of the ball. Gets it out onto Taylor, the full-back, onto Morgan. Morgan moving it across to Platt, bringing his man inside, and a good clean tackle by Ford. Stops the danger in the fifth tackle as Kerwin throws it back. Parry setting himself up, hoists it very high. Awkward one this for Ford at full-back, and he doesn't take it cleanly. And the referee's given the offside. Phil Ford under a lot of pressure there, looking shaken in that tackle. Referee stops the clock. And whether it's a trainer or a priest he needs, you can't see from here how dangerous it is. But I don't think it's an extreme unction job. He's up on his feet. Parrish hoisted a very high one, a difficult one for him to take, and some of his colleagues were in front of him, so Wigan should get a bit of a let-off here as Whitfield makes absolutely sure of touch. Kiss coming up to just outside his own 25. And Wigan been struggling in the last few minutes. Forwards coming driving. Campbell goes tearing in, looking to get rid of it. He's smothered under Jones and Lowndes. Kiss out to Ford. Ford to Scott. Scott dumming a short one. Gets done. Cut into two. Kiss waiting for the play of the ball. Moves it on to Scott. Scott coming hard again. He's made some good runs. Managed to get his pass in. Short one onto West. West dragging them with him. Still looking. Managed to get rid of the ball. Dolan kicks through. Straight to the full-back. No, takes it very well. And he's running it out well. It's Taylor coming strongly. Wigan go into the tackle. Wigan quick to turn into attack then as Oldham move the ball along the halfway line. A bad pass, bounced nicely for your Hawkyard, turns it back inside onto Flanagan, and Flanagan is easily put down by Whitfield. Ball played back to Mike Taylor, trying to go through from acting halfback, and he made a good strong darting run from acting halfback. Kerwin waiting for the play of the ball. Kerwin moves it inside onto Jones. Jones coming hard, trying to turn it inside. As Scott hung on to his ankles. Kerwin moves it out to Morgan, doing the runaround, back onto Kerwin, like running into a brick wall as Wigan. He's still struggling hard for such a tiny fella. And Taylor, the full-back Taylor, is up for the fifth tackle. Gets it back to Platt. Platt kicks a high one, coming to Ford on his own line. And he dropped it! Very shaky under his own line. Twice now they've put high kicks to him. Something he's not used to taking, and looking rather shaky under this pressure. And so we scrum down 5 yards out from the Wigan line with Oldham with a double advantage. 10 minutes gone, no score. As Kerwin comes over, puts the ball into the pack. He's picked it up at the side of the scrum, and the referee's caught him for him. So it's a penalty to Wigan. He's going to give them a bit of relief. And he's given it the other way. They've given the pass to Kerwin. I thought that Kerwin had not retired as Jones tries to bash his way over. Kerwin moves it out to Morgan. Morgan on to Platt. Platt trying to make a break. Wigan trying to smother him as Kenny and Dunn go into the tattle. And West comes out to Morgan. Morgan to Flanagan. Flanagan on to Lowndes, who missed it. And Ford trying to run it out. Gains quite a good few yards there under pressure. And Gill's gone to acting halfback, where he's so elusive and so difficult to hold, but this time they're onto him quickly. Can't get into his stride and can't get moving. Campbell clearing the line, doing the prop forwards work. Feet slip from underneath him. Comes out to Ford. Ford on to Courtney. Courtney puts his shoulder in. Wigan having a job getting out of their own 25, finding it difficult as Oldham moving quickly and hard, and it's flung back to Ford. Ford kicks a high one. It's coming straight to Taylor at full-back. Takes it cleanly. No problem there. As Whitfield goes across. Whitfield puts out a weak arm there, and he easily evades it. And eventually the Wigan forwards go in. The second row pair going in hard into the tattle as Kerwin comes over to acting half-back. Does a switch with Morgan. Morgan coming hard and straight. And West is in there again and buries him with Dunn and Kiss. Kerwin moves it out to Taylor, the full-back to Flanagan. Sidestepping, turns the ball inside onto Worrell, and Worrell's well tackled by Dunn. Kerwin waiting for the play of the ball. Kerwin to going through from acting half-back, gets a short pass to Jones, and Wigan are in quickly to smother him. You can hear the referee shouting, that's 4. As Kerwin comes up waiting for the play of the ball. Morgan on his right, and it's Morgan who gets it. Morgan holding them, turns it back inside. Warren making good break, the ball's gone loose, and this knock on, the referee says. Crowd shouted for offside as the ball went loose. So we scrum down. 35 yards out, right in front of the Wigan post. Ford coming over, quite a few penalties at the scrums. Oldham having trouble getting in the front row. A bit of even and thrutching going on as the front rows manoeuvre for position. Ball's coming out to Ford, not too good a pass to Kenny. Kenny turning, managed to get it back onto Ford. Ford running wide, brings Juliff inside. Juliff going down the middle, runs into Platt, and he's put down. Ford coming, rushing over quickly to get in the acting half-back position. Switches it round the narrow side as Campbell comes ploughing his way forward. Round the narrow side again to Scott. Scott driving hard, turning back inside as he bounces off him, and Hawkyard can't get him down, and eventually it's Worrell who comes over to complete the tattle. Kiss. Long one to Ford. Ford moves it across to Courtney. Courtney trying to drive through, and Wigan finding it hard to dent this Oldham defence. Both defences going in extremely hard and efficiently. The ball goes out to Ford. Ford gets it across. Kenny dummying, coming back inside. Still dragging his way forward for precious yards of ground, and that's the 5th tattle. Flung back to Whitfield. Awkward bouncing ball as Taylor goes back, takes it well. Coming out to the wing, faced by Juliff. Gets away from Juliff, but the cover is across Scott, who does so much great tackling, eventually puts him down. Hawkyard making a strong run. And eventually Wigan decide he's gone far enough, and they shove him back. Kerwin waiting for the play of the ball. Moves it across the field. Forwards coming hard. Jones trying to come through. 2 Wigan players, one upstairs and one down, making sure he makes no progress. As Kerwin making a nice break onto Lowndes. There's a gap, and Lowndes is nearly through it. And that great long arm of Graham West went out to drag him back from behind. Morgan moving across the field. Platt dumming, trying to come inside, and it's been fly kicked into the Wigan half. Are they going to get possession as Ford goes across? Little unsure in his handling. Referee says it went back, but Wigan lost a bit of ground. Gill's up behind the play of the ball, wanted to get on with it, and Gill's running it away, giving his forwards time to get back. Good run by Gill, and they're having trouble with him, and eventually he'll have to go down just short of the 25. Wigan again push back. They spent most of this game in their own territory. Now trying to make the break, comes out, snatched out of the air. Good run by Donlan, gets a short pass in onto Kiss. Kiss turns it inside back to Donlan. Wigan trying to go through to West. West looking to get rid of the ball. Got the defence around him. Here goes Gill quickly from behind to play the ball, and that's a good run by Gill. Penetrating, coming up to the halfway line as Ford puts the kick behind the defence, and it's a good kick. Makes absolutely sure of touch and pushes Oldham back into their own half. Well, Wigan have spent very little time in this first 15 minutes. Most of the pressure has been coming from Oldham, and Wigan have had to defend stoutly. Referee wants them out on the 10-yard line. They've not gone, and he's letting them get away with it as the pack's all over the place. Referee wasn't even looking at them as the scrum collapses in an extremely untidy heap. Wigan bind, in they go, ball's into the pack. Morgan, a long pass out, which has been knocked on. Birkby couldn't take it. Wasted possession by Oldham. So Wigan will now have the feed and the loose head. 10 yards outside the Oldham 25. Referee on the narrow side of the field. Ball's in quickly out to Wigan. On to Kenny. Kenny to Whitfield, who licked up well. Whitfield trying to go through, beautifully tackled. Clean and hard. Ford switching direction. On to Dunn. Dunn having to run a bit wide. Gets out of one tackle. Good strong run. Eventually runs into the forwards and he's buried. Referee running over to make sure everything's as it should be. He comes out to Ford. Ford to Campbell. Campbell powering his way through. Back inside to Ford. Ford onto West. West steaming onto the ball. Lobbed an overhead pass which has been intercepted. Wigan could be in a lot of trouble here as Flanagan comes away. Flanagan coming strongly. And Wigan lost the ball there, lost the momentum in attack. The ball pass was intercepted. Acting half-back coming through strongly. Kiss goes over to help Scott complete the tackle. Exciting, tough game this. It's hard at the moment as Morgan. Ball's gone astray. Kenny's not able to get it. Referee says it's gone back as Lowndes falls on the ball and Hawkyard moves it on to Morgan. Morgan a short pass and Whitfield wrapped him up beautifully. Went round, looked like an octopus, and here's Birkby running wide, managed to get his pass in. Kerwin did well to take it out to Jones. Jones coming back inside, runs into Kiss and Campbell. Fifth tackle, 10 yards inside the Oldham half. As Kerwin comes up to acting half-back. Gets it on to Platt, who kicks behind the defence. And it's straight into touch, and so ball back, and we scrum down inside the Oldham half. And this is fast, furious stuff, really furious. These players are going into each other in a most wholehearted and determined, fierce, fiery way as Ford comes over. Puts it in, Wigan's ball, out to Kenny. Kenny doing the run around with Whitfield, onto Juliff. Juliff coming hard and straight, bounces out of one tackle. Good strong run by Juliff. Plays it back to Kenny. Kenny inside to Ford. Ford to Scott. Scott straightens up, coming back out. Scott swung round by Platt. Kiss to Ford. Ford onto Courtney. Courtney holding it. Trying to drag them with him. Proving quite a handful as two forwards when they pulled the ball off him. And the referee says he was held, so we're going to scrum down. Wigan lost the advantage of the possession there. Forwards not meeting well. Somebody must have halitosis in that front row. The ball goes into the pack. Ball stuck, it's not coming out. Referee will order a re-scrum. Wigan in quickly. Ball's in. Pack's wheeling. Wigan 1-1 against the head. Wigan doing the switch. Kenny gets it out onto Whitfield. Whitfield taken from behind. Another yard and they might have had problem getting to him. Juliff gets it into Kenny. Kenny hands it on to Scott. Oldham right in the Wigan line out. Moving up very quickly. Crowd screaming, get him on side as it goes to Ford. Ford hands it on. Dunn straightening up. Slips the ball out. Wigan have lost it. No, West hangs on to it. And the referee says he's knocked on. There was a suspicion of a forward pass from Dunn to West. The referee said it was knocked on. So once again, Kerwin to feed the scrum. And a penalty to Wigan for feet up. Whitfield being called up now. This should give Wigan a chance halfway through this first half of getting into the Oldham 25. As Whitfield slewed off his foot a bit, but it's a good kick. So much so that he's only 10. Wigan are now only 10 yards out from the Oldham line. Referee wanting to go back to the try line as Courtney does a run around. Scott comes steaming onto the ball, switches it inside, and Wigan are plucked out of the air 8 yards out, right in front of the post. Bit of lying on. The referee goes over to see what's happened as it goes to Ford. Ford doing a switch onto Dunn. Dunn trying to come through. It's well taken, plucked out of the air. Kiss going through from acting half-back. Doesn't get very far. Bit of a wasted tackle. Graham West has to go to acting half-back to Ford to Kenny. He has Courtney with him. Kenny trying to bustle his way through. Courtney trying to force his way through and he's smothered. Defences are very strong as Ford trying to go through from acting half-back. Gets it on to West. West can't get rid of the ball, and that's the fifth tackle as it's played to Kiss. Kiss on to Campbell. Campbell driving for the line. Puts a grubber kick in. Who's going to get there first? And surely he's offside, but the ball's gone loose again. Wigan are in hard, pushing them over the try line, so it'll be a drop out under the post. Offside decision there. Bit of panic there in the Oldham defence. That little grubber kick of Danny Campbell's. However, Wigan push them back over the line, and so it's a drop out from underneath the post. 22 minutes gone. It might have been a Wiganer who knocked it back. There's a bit of a melee on the floor. Platt to drop out. It's a deep one. Sits up for Ford, looking for support. As Juliff coming up with him, decides he's going on his own, has his ankle stop, gets up again, out to Juliff. Juliff faced with a lot of defenders, comes in hard inside, beating him on the outside. Very strong run by Juliff. Went at them hard there. Bad play the ball, he didn't know where he was. Wigan lucky to get that. He was facing sideways when he played it. Facing across the field, comes inside to Ford. Ford to Scott. Scott going to run at them, turning and twisting, still going hard, and his feet go from under him. Kiss. Long one to Ford. Ford to Kenny. Kenny to Dunn. Dunn coming back into the middle and put down for his pains. Plays it to Ford. Ford to Courtney. Courtney turning it on to Graham West. Graham West slips a pass to Kenny. Managed to get a pass in, God knows how, out to Donlan. Wigan wanting a quick play. Acting half-back going through onto Gill. He can't take it clean. And Oldham are glad to have the ball. 10 yards out from their own line. Acting half-back, making a dart. Gets away from one tackle. Gains a good, valuable 5 yards of ground. A good run by Lowndes there, clearing his line. Forwards bringing the ball away up to the 25 line. Kerwin behind the play, the ball trying to come through from acting half-back, dancing and twisting. Wigan having a job to put him down, and eventually down he has to go just outside the 25. Plays it back to Lowndes. Lowndes on to Morgan. Morgan dumming with it. And he's snatched out of the air, plucked out by Wigan. Kerwin coming over. Lobs it back. Parrish kicks. Ford lets it bounce and it sits up for him. He has Gill on his inside. Ford trying to come down the middle. Runs into Flanagan. Like running into a brick wall, and he stopped dead in his tracks. Kiss onto Ford. Gill coming to the line in the middle. Trying to come down the middle, but he's so elusive, so hard to put down, but not a lot of room to move in. The defence was on top of him. Switch of direction to Scott. Scott driving hard, going down, taken from behind, has to die with the ball. Goes to Ford. Ford to Campbell. Campbell knocking them out the way, gets it on, a bad kick comes through, comes back to Gill. Should be back to one. Referee not signalling. Been kicked through then as Kiss makes a break down the wing. Turns it inside onto Ford. Ford sidestepping, has support. Ford going for the line, has he got the legs? And he's there, and Wigan have scored. Scrum half, Ford is over. It's a good dart by Phil Ford at fullback. Wigan backed up well. And Ford's legs were twinkling away there as he ate up the ground. Burned the grass as he torched down to put Wigan into a 4-0 lead after 25 minutes play. Well, Wigan have had to fight desperately hard for those 4 points. Came from a bit of loose play, the ball had been kicked through. Referee didn't signal back to one, and Wigan kept it moving. A not too difficult kick this for Whitfield, kicking down towards the cop. 10 yards to the left of the post. And he makes it 6, Wigan 6, Oldham 0. It's taken Wigan a long time and a lot of desperately hard graft to get those points on the board. Oldham playing a very much changed side tonight, but they're giving a great performance here. It's a good game. Both sides playing hard and playing well. Parrish into the Wigan 25. Brian Dunn is there, takes it. Juliff's going with him and obviously going to keep it tight as he gets up to his own 25. It's the graft time for the forwards. Ford gets it onto Scott and he said, I'll show you how to graft. Dragging them with him, they're mauling away at him. He's got 5 yards after they got hold of him. He took 2 forwards with him. A lot of strength in that run. Courtney going to come round the narrow side, but it goes wide onto Kenny. Kenny onto Campbell. Campbell driving in hard, has lost the ball, and Wigan are offside in front of the post. Graham West picked that ball up. Referee says he was in an offside position. Cohen takes... Oh, he wanted to take it quickly and the referee seemed to stop him as Parish comes up to kick for goal. Immediately after Wigan scored, Oldham with a good chance of reducing the arrears as Parish absolutely straight kick, 30 yards out. Campbell swung round so hard in that tackle he lost possession. Graham West picked it up. Referee said he was offside, and so Parish has an easy penalty kick to take. 28 minutes gone. Wigan 6, Oldham 0 as Parish sets this ball upright. Down towards the pavilion, slightly round the corner. 4 short steps to the left. Good crowd here tonight as he hits it. True in the middle, right over in dead centre. Good kick by Parish. Wigan 6, Oldham 2. So we battled all that time, and then suddenly, in a matter of seconds, both teams get points on the board. Whitfield coming up to the centre. Oldham spread out wide, trying to cover the in-goal area to prevent Whitfield making it dead. 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the in-goal area. Whitfield, low and hard, but it's not going to reach the try line as it picked up. Taylor hands it on. Wigan, Cherry and White line of defence is up there, and they've lost the ball, and he nearly broken through. Wigan fortunate to have won that one. As Kiss gets it to Campbell. Campbell running at them, puts his shoulder in, turns, can't get rid of the ball. Looked as if he wanted to funnel it back but couldn't get rid. Kiss onto Ford. Ford a long one, onto Dunn. Dunn trying to go down the middle. Snatched out of the air by the Oldham defence. Oldham line up close, they're moving in quickly. Another switch by Wigan. Kenny, lovely ball out. Scott going back inside. Nicely timed pass by Kenny. Kiss to Ford, doing the switch to Campbell. Campbell driving hard, has the ball pulled out of his hands. Picked up and dropped in the in-goal area, and Wigan, the ball's loose again. And have Wigan scored? The referee says no, it's been knocked on in the in-goal area. Well, that was very slack play by Oldham in their own in-goal area. Wigan nearly onto the loose ball, just couldn't get up there quickly enough. So it's a drop out from underneath the Oldham post. Wigan have a feeling coming more into this game, getting the edge on Oldham as they drop out deep. Coming to Whitfield, takes it well. He has Ford with him, he decides he's going on his own as he steps into the middle, and he's buried on the 25 line. Kiss to Ford. Ford to West. West driving hard at them. Well taken by Platt. Knocks Platt blind as he plays the ball to himself. Gets the ball onto foot. Comes back onto Campbell. Campbell not seeming to know what to do with it. Suddenly decides you better go forward. And he's put down 10 yards out. Onto Ford. Ford holding it. A long one onto Whitfield. Whitfield's pass has been knocked down. Trying to get it quickly out to Julian. Mike Taylor got in the line out. Managed to knock it down. And so after all that pressure, Wigan have gone back from the 10-yard line to near the 25 line, but they should have the put in here. And they go. Ford feeds, comes out to Kenny. Kenny doing the run around. Kenny juggling with the ball, looking for support. Gets it back inside, onto Dunn. Dunn going hard. Can't get rid of the ball as he's cutting to. Wanted to play it quickly. Gills there from acting half back, going for the line, and he's held a yard short. Ooh, so the crowds are nearly battered his way over Ford. Ford dummying, changing direction, switching it back for Courtney. Courtney's arms are smothered, he just cannot get rid of the ball, and he's dragging his way forward, and he's held a yard short. Plays a bad ball, can't get it out. Wigan very close to the line as Kiss tries to force his way over, and he's made it. He made it. Sheer determination took him over from a yard out to make it now Wigan 10, and as I said a few minutes ago, I felt that Wigan were just beginning to get the edge of this Oldham team, and so Kiss goes over right by the side of the upright, the left upright. About 8 minutes to go to half time. Wigan 10, Oldham 2. And Wigan giving it all that they've got, going in hard onto the ball. But Oldham stick well, they've been tackling well, going in hard, going in fast. 10 yards out from the line then for Whitfield. Down to the Cop. And that's 12 points to 2 as Whitfield makes absolutely no mistake. Safe and sure, right in the middle. And Oldham to kick out towards the Wigan line out. .33 minutes gone. Parrish once more from the centre spot. Coming to Dunn again, he's been covering well these kicks, making sure as he drives forward, manages to keep in play just inside the touchline. Kiss to Campbell, Campbell coming in hard, coming in like a Sherman tank, drags them 10 yards forward. Bit of line on going on, this referee doesn't seem to be bothered much about it as it comes to Courtney. Courtney puts his shoulder in, thrown down by two forwards. Wigan testing them out as it's flung back to Phil Ford. Kicks a high one, defence having to run across for it. Awkward ball as full-back Taylor takes it well, dummies, runs across, and good covering tackle by Wigan. Whitfield went across well then to wrap him up. Back to their own 25, a few yards outside it now as Kerwin comes up to act in half-back. Kerwin running it out from acting half-back, turns the ball back inside. Wigan go in, pinning Oldham down at the moment. Some of the fire and some of the power gone out of Oldham. Morgan, long pass which is testing Wigan as Lowndes comes across. Whitfield goes in, snatches his man out of the air. Put him down well. Lowndes stretches his arm out after he'd played the ball. Morgan, a lovely switch of direction onto Kerwin. Kerwin gets his pass into Flanagan. Strong attack down the wing as it turned inside to Oakyard. Campbell's across there. Ball's gone astray. The ball's loose. And Wigan have got possession. Good covering by the forwards. Kiss back. Julian coming hard from acting half-back. Sensible run as Wigan have been pushed back to the run. Gill's come over from the far wing to acting half-back. Lobs the ball out. Long pass. Wigan switch direction but can't get through. The gap is sealed. Now it's Ford going over to acting half-back onto Scott. Scott turning it inside. West looking for support onto Ford. Can he beat the full-back? And the full-back took him well and he dropped the ball as he went down. Came up well on, and that was a good tackle by the Oldham full-back on his opposite number. Took him cleanly and hard. And Ford lost the ball. But Wigan are turning defensive situations into attacking ones very, very quickly. Kerwin puts it in and he put it in well. He's got it out. Throws a wild pass which goes out to Sherman on the wing. Sherman running crossfield, can't get out of that sort of a tattle. Good tattle by Scott, low and efficient, long pass. Wigan moving in, Kenny goes across, we managed to get it, and Whitfield's in. Whitfield looking a lot more determined in his tackling tonight. Been going in hard and putting some action, and Whitfield's across again. And now it's Oldham who are trying to keep the ball moving. Kenny goes across, low and hard to take Hawkyard and puts him down cleanly. Kerwin running it out from acting half-back. Short one on to wingman Taylor, who's buried by Courtney. Paid back to full-back Taylor, to Platt. Platt moves it across onto Morgan, who knocks on, can't take it cleanly. Had to reach out for it, it wasn't an accurate pass on his fingertips. Couldn't hold it, and so with about 2 or 3 minutes to go, but let's short stoppage. So it could well be a little bit longer. Been a couple of stoppages as Campbell goes over to join the scrum. The ball's into the pack and it shoots straight out the side. Wigan working the switch there with Donlan. coming round the other side of Kenny. All to no avail as Pack's facing the touchline. He's letting him put the ball in with the Pack's facing the wrong way, and Wigan have got a penalty for feet up. Pack was slewed all over the place. Whitfield, a few yards inside the Oldham half, almost dead centre, will kick down the popular side of the field, the Oldham right wing, and it's a good kick. Touch judge marks it right on the 25. Gill eager to get on with the game, kisses up there. Ford on his right, and it's to Ford, he gives it, who hands it on to Courtney. Courtney decides he's going to plough his way, and he gets over the 25 line just before he has to die with the ball. Ford moving it out onto Kenny. Kenny holding it. Decides to break a break onto Dunn. Dunn being followed. Kenny nearly made the gap for him there. Kiss switches it to Campbell. Campbell going hard for the line. Put down 5 yards from the line. Kiss gets it out to Ford eventually. Ford on to Kenny. To Scott. There's a gap. Scott gets the short pass and it's been knocked down. Ball still loose. Kenny has it. Can't pick it up cleanly. And he kicks it through and it's fallen on by Sherman. Little bit of unsteadiness in Wigan's handling there in the 25 line. And Wigan penalised for offside. You can probably hear the groans of the crowd. And that will be relief for Oldham. They've been under quite a lot of pressures. Parrish hoists a good kick. That's a good kick, good clearing kick. Takes it 10 yards inside the Wigan half. Almost the end of normal time as Kerwin comes up to take this tap. Forwards bashing forward. Jones coming in hard. Wigan meet him, bury him just outside the 25 line. Kerwin to Platt. Platt running at the Wigan defence. Graham West is there with Campbell. Kerwin again switches it to Morgan. Morgan back inside. Jones charging his way forward, and Oldham not making a great deal of impression at the moment on the Wigan defence as they try to batter the way forward. There's an awkward kick. Ford takes it beautifully this time. Goes down with it safe and secure. Gill behind to play the ball, going to run it out. Good run by Gill. Good 15 yards clearing run. Comes to Ford. Ford moves it across, gone a bit wild. Kenny holding it. Decides he's going to play it safe in his own 25 line. Donlan waiting behind to play the ball. Dunn coming charging forward. Oldham going low and hard to put him down. Birkby takes him. Long one. Graham West dragging his way up to the 25 as Morgan goes in. Kiss throws it back to Ford. Ford has to take it left-footed. And he's forced them back into their own half as Sherman takes it. Sherman running into the centre. Gets away from Donlan. Gill hangs on to him and swings him round to the delight of the crowd. Oldham going back very slowly for this ball. Now it's Flanagan trying to dance his way. Campbell goes across and puts him down with consummate ease. Kerwin behind the play of the ball. Moves it across. Nobody going forward at the moment. Eventually it goes back onto the fullback, and all Parrish trying to come through. Came very strongly, and that was a good run by Parrish. Eventually gained ground, brought it into the Wigan half, and that's the end of a very, very hard fought first half. Players going off with a score. Wigan 12, Oldham 2. And so we come out for the start of this very hard fought league game between Oldham and Wigan. And it will be Wigan to kick off. And it's very noticeable that Jones, the number 8 for Oldham, has his thigh very heavily strapped up, very heavily bandaged as he comes out. And I think there's a substitute on. Is that a number 15 now, can you see? Number 15. Well, that could either be Chisnall or Chadwick. Which will he be? You don't know. Is he Chisnall or Chadwick? Was come on as a substitute. We can try a deep one. It's a good kick. Very lucky to keep that into play. That was a good kick by Whitfield. And Wigan up quickly into defence. And it's Chisnall, the substitute, coming hard. Good run, good strong run. Brings it out of his own. Break it cleanly, but Gill's in quickly to force his man into touch. Now, we'll try and see. 15 is Chadwick, and he's gone into the second row, and I think he's come on in place of Worrell. Ball's into the packet, shoots straight out, penalised immediately. Wigan penalised for feeding. So Oldham, chance to come away from the difficult area. Been knocked back by Gill to Ford. Ford going hard and fast down the centre. Running a bit wide, gets out of one beautifully. Kenny moves it out well. Whitfield having to juggle with the ball as he takes it. Kenny moves it inside onto Gill, who's on the opposite side of the field, and Gill's going to be smothered under the defence. Kiss waiting for the play of the ball to Ford, who's doing the prompting. Campbell coming onto that, puts his head and his shoulder in and bullocks his way forward. Kiss making a dart from acting half back, gains a lot of ground, managed to get it onto Ford. Ford onto Whitfield, has he got the legs? Going for the line, caught from behind. 5 yards out, good break by Wigan, comes inside, a wild pass to Kenny. Kenny hands it on to Ford. Ford on to Graham West, powering his way forward. Fifth tackle, 10 yards out, right in front of the post. Kiss on to Ford, who tries a drop goal, and it's gone wide and dead. 3 minutes gone. Oldham with a tap from their own 22-metre line, from the 25-yard line. Kerwin coming up. Jones bustling his way forward. Scott runs in to take him, helped by Dunn. Kerwin behind the play of the ball to Taylor, the fullback, onto Morgan. Morgan moves it across, and Wigan holding them as Oldham just move laterally from side to side across the field, from touchline to touchline. Morgan knocks on, trying to do something with it before he'd got it. Dropped a dolly of a pass. A lot of penalties been given at the scrums. Ford coming round. Referee keeping the packs apart, lets them in. Coming out to Wigan, out to Kenny. Kenny back onto... Oh, Kenny held on to it there. I think he was a bit lucky to get away with that. Flings the ball back widely. Ford picks it up. Running crossfield. Has he got the legs to get away from his opposite number? Comes into the middle and runs into a brick wall. Whitfield behind the play of the ball. Whitfield a short one onto Scott, sidestepping back inside, couldn't get into his stride. Kiss onto Campbell. Campbell taking them on, drags his way over the halfway line. Oldham moving in quite quickly as it comes on to Courtney. Courtney turning a short pass, been knocked back to Wigan. Wigan a bit unsure as to who was going to go for it. Referee signals back to one as Whitfield falls on that ball. Kiss darting forward, giving his team time to regroup. Plays it to himself and charges forward again, catching everybody by surprise. Gets it on to Campbell. Campbell can't release it. Kiss is working very, very hard, a tremendous work rate. Going through again, short pass on to Ford, Ford on to Kenny. Kenny gets it out beautifully to Dunn, Dunn coming inside, still handing them off. Determined run as Platt follows him and forces him down. Kiss up there as ever, gets it out to Ford. Ford puts a little overhead kick. Gill's following it, can't take it cleanly, and the referee says he's offside. Brian Dunn looking in a bit of trouble on the floor. Managed to get up, Wigan trainer comes on, and Wigan penalised for offside. Very narrow angle for Parrish to take the kick just outside his own 25. We'll restart with a tap, 10 yards outside the Oldham 25. Kerwin, short one to Jones, Jones big hefty forward, and the two Wigan props take him. Kerwin running through onto Chadwick. Chadwick switching direction, Kiss goes in, locks his arm over the ball. Kerwin to Morgan, Morgan hands it on to Flanagan, Flanagan a short one onto Lowndes, nearly got him killed. Scott went in, keeping it tight in the forwards, and there's the kick behind the defence, and it's a good kick to just outside the Wigan 25. Oldham playing it very, very much in the forwards, keeping it very close among the pack. We go down just outside the Wigan 25, backs wheeled all over the place. Surely we'll have a re-scrum, yes. Graham West came away with the ball, but the pack was all over the place. Very untidy scrummaging. In they go again, ball's in, shoots straight out the side, and once again Ford is penalised for feeding. Lot of scrum penalties against Wigan tonight. Keeping Oldham in the game, having a lot of possession. Parrish makes no mistake with it, bangs it into touch. Kerwin has Flanagan very close. Flanagan takes it. Long one. Platt just hands it on to Morgan. Short one to Chadwick. Chadwick turning it inside. A danger for Wigan as Hawkyard goes for the line. And Wigan were nearly caught napping there. Oldham came through extremely well, and Wigan in a lot of trouble here on their own lines. It comes out to Kerwin. Kerwin a long one to Flanagan, on to Platt. Gill's intercepted. Now we'll see a run. Nobody's going to get near him. Length of the field try. And there he goes, scooting towards the post. Well, that must be a hard run. He's teasing them as he puts the ball down. And a little bit of aggro between Birkby and Gill. Taunted them as he was putting the ball down. And Birkby didn't like it. Well, that must be a heartbreaker. Oldham looked all over scoring, and then one wild pass, and Gill was away. Like a winged chariot, he went down the side of the field, all the time in the world to go inside, to put the ball down, and wait for them to come back, taunting them to come and tackle him. Making it now Wigan 16, Oldham 2. Whitfield, an easy kick. $18 points to 2. Trouble is he might held it just a fraction of a second too long. The ball could have been knocked out of his hand. So with 9 minutes of the second half gone, Wigan go into an 18-2 lead. One would think that is probably unassailable now, and this will shove Wigan up the table, nearer to the top, in contention for the leadership of the league at the moment. And with the determination and the spirit that they're showing, looks like they're going to go after the double. There's no sitting back and saying we'll save ourselves for Wembley, as Parrish kicks into the Wigan 25. Graham West runs into them, and he's down. Kiss waiting for the play of the ball. Moves it on to Ford. Ford on to Dunn. Dunn trying to break through. Runs into Flanagan. Flanagan wraps him up. Kiss On to Scott. Scott being held by Kerwin and Chadwick. Kiss throws it back to Ford. Ford kicks. Sits up for the wingman. For Mike Taylor coming inside, and he's buried for his pains 10 yards inside his own half. Morgan doing the run around. And Wigan prop forwards are in hard into the tattle to put Birkby down. Morgan receives the ball, dummying, going back in the middle, short pass which has gone loose. Players fighting for it, the referee will give the knock on. Wigan couldn't get the advantage after the ball had been dropped. Morgan a bit disappointed about that one. So it'll be Wigan to feed just inside the Oldham half. Been penalised a lot of times this evening. Young Ford at scrum half. This time it shoots straight out of the side of the tunnel. Got to go in again. Pack's all over the place as he puts the ball in. Pack's facing the touchline. Crowd are groaning. The referee doesn't seem to have control of the scrum. These mystery men in the front row conning him to death as goes down, and this time it shoots out the Oldham side, and there's going to be obstruction. Yes, Wigan penalised. Courtney away from that scrum like lightning. The referee none too happy about it. A lot of trouble in the scrums. Wigan not having too good a time in the tight scrums as Parrish comes up. So Oldham push play into the Wigan half line as Kerwin comes up. Short one onto Chadwick. Campbell goes in to take him, and Graham West, and they force him down. Campbell has the ball, bringing it away. Gets it, moving on to Dunn. Dunn steaming down. Long pass on to Kenny. Kenny going hard. Inside pass which Ford can't take. Knocked on. Well, perhaps the orthodox there might have come off. Wigan scrumming down then, 12 yards inside the Oldham half. Kerwin to feed. Wigan front row knocked down as Kerwin. Wigan 1-1 against the head. Ford having to go round the blind side. Throws the ball back for Juliff. Juliff having to go back for it. Wasn't an accurate pass as well to recover possession. Scott gone to act in half back. Turns it inside. Wigan managed to keep it moving. Comes to Kenny. Kenny. Long one to Dunn. Dunn being buried by Platt. Helped by Hawkyard. Short one to Scott. Scott coming hard and straight. Gets up to the halfway line. Now it's going to be Campbell's turn. Campbell powering his way forwards. Nicely slipped to West. West going hard for the line. Looking for support. The captain throws the ball up. Well taken. The referee says it's forward. Well, it was speculative. It was hopeful. And the ball just drifted forward after that tremendous searing run by Graham West. Scorched down the middle there. Big legs pounding up and down like gigantic piston. Balls into the pack. Wigan penalised. We're not packing down correctly this time. Must be a lot of frustration in that front row. As Parrish kicks out towards the Wigan right wing. Doesn't gain a lot of ground but makes absolutely sure of touch. 35 yards out from the Oldham line. Here come the forwards again. And Campbell went in hard. He didn't put his man down. He bounced off him. Other players came in, completed the tackle, but probably knocked a bit of zing out of the Oldham player that he went at. Flanagan dumbing when it sends a long pass out. Kenny's up there. Immaculate tackling. Puts his man down so cleanly, and he's there again. Into the hips. Donlan goes in. Scott's over. Oldham hang on to the ball like grim death. Moved inside onto Morgan. Morgan stretching it. Forward puts his head down, coming strongly. Ball's gone loose, been knocked on, surely. Yes, referee spotted it right in front of him actually. Can we get a ball out of the scrum, or anybody get the ball out of the scrum? In they go. But all over the place, the pack once more. And Wigan have fallen on it. Ford managed to win it. As Scott moves it on to Kenny. Kenny setting the attack up. Gets his pass on. Whitfield can't take it. Wigan lost possession. Turned back inside. Again, nothing from that possession from the scrum. Oldham with a lot of the ball, and this is what we're seeing. Dull pedestrian stuff from the forwards as they drive in, bash the way in, keeping it tight. Kerwin, nice little dummy by Kerwin, followed across by Kiss, who puts him down just inside the Wigan half. Comes out to Morgan, Morgan to Flanagan, Flanagan a long pass out, ball's gone loose, been snapped up by Kenny. On that quickly, Gill waiting for the play the ball. Going to have a run on his own, but there's plenty cover there. They're mauling away at him. Caught in possession. Graham West waiting for the play the ball. Moves it to Ford. Ford on to Courtney. Courtney has Dunn with him. He gives it to Dunn. Dunn gets out of one tattle. Can't get the ball going as Oldham come into the Wigan line out. Ford on to Campbell. Campbell steaming forward. Runs into the props. Lets the ball go. Ball's loose. Still on the floor, referee says it's gone forward and there's another knock on. Not a slack handling by both sides. And we scrum down just inside the Oldham half. 17 minutes of the second half gone. Wigan leading by 18 points to 2. Kerwin comes over once more, the feet all over the place, and it shoots out the Oldham side. Kerwin falls on it, gets up again. Good run by Kerwin, a long arm goes out, hangs on to him. Ford hung on to him till the rest of the cover could come, till Scott could get to him. Out to Platt. Platt hands it on to Flanagan. Flanagan dummy, going back inside. Graham West there with Ford. Kerwin to Morgan. Morgan holding it. Nice inside pass to Birkby. Birkby to Flanagan, nearly intercepted. Wigan couldn't take it cleanly. Comes back to Platt, dragging his way. Ford hanging on to him before anybody comes in. There's quite some time before they complete it. And we're back to the first tattle as Birkby moves it round the narrow side. Jones crashing his way forward. Kerwin waiting for the play of the ball. To full-back Taylor. Taylor sends a long one to Morgan. Morgan moves it across to Flanagan. Birkby turns it back inside. Flanagan keeping it moving. Ball's gone astray. Comes to Ford. Ford can't manage to get rid of the ball. Whitfield moving hard, streaking down the field. Good run by Whitfield, nearly up to the halfway line. Juliff gone to act in half-back. Decides he's going to have a run, trying to crash his way through. Came to it very strongly, gained a good 10 yards of ground. Ball comes out to Kiss. Kiss a long one. Ford hands it on to Scott. Scott a short one. Dunn doing well, and he's lost it. Thought he wasn't going to hang on to that one, and never got hold of it properly. Ball's played back to Kerwin. Kerwin going through. Scott's following him, and he breaks through nicely. Being chased by Ford. Both Fords go in to put him down. A lot of pressure coming from Oldham as they're having a lot of possession. Long one goes out. Morgan dummying, coming back inside. Kisses across there, taking the ball off him, and he's lost the ball. It's been knocked on again. And some of those players must be saying, oh dear, oh tut, or something to that effect. Oldham player flat out. This is a hard game. Back injury, I think. Holy water is brought on. Wigan trainer coming on as well, coming to see to Danny Campbell. Looks like a finger injury. Halfway through the second half, 20 minutes gone. Wigan look as if they've got these 2 points in the bag, but it's a bit of an untidy game. Some of the handling is not quite as good as we would have expected. Perhaps a bit of tiredness and soreness after the hard bout on Saturday. In on the heads, shoots out to Wigan, and he's penalised again. Ford can do nothing right at the scrum, and the referee having a word with him. Parrish to kick for touch. On to the Wigan 25 line. The Wigan pushed back, having to do a lot of tackling, playing without the ball for long periods as Lowndes goes driving forward. Not a lot of variety, not much variety at all from Oldham as Morgan does a run around, switching direction onto Hawkyard. Wigan easily have it spotted. Out to Morgan, Morgan back onto Kerwin, who's been having a very good game. Kerwin managed to get it onto Platt, who comes back inside, onto Kerwin again. Kerwin proving elusive, turns it to Hawkyard, and after all that, they've gained -2 yards, they've gone back. Wigan going in hard into the tackle, little darting run, gained them a bit, Oldham a bit of ground there to 10 yards out from the Wigan line. Kerwin puts a little grubber kick in, and Ford picks it up cleanly, caught in the in-goal area. And he's having a good game, is this scrum half, very elusive, doing a lot of hard work, so we're going to have to drop out from underneath their own post. Having to wait while the referee fastens his laces. Colin Whitfield hoists it high to the halfway line. Birkbeck the standoff, taking it. Wigan waiting for him as he cuts sideways, and the cover is there. He's put down by Courtney and Dunn. Kerwin behind the play of the ball. Onto Flanagan. Flanagan turning back inside, runs into the Wigan cover. Courtney takes him. Kerwin prompting onto Morgan. He's run round, back onto Kerwin. Gets it onto the fullback. Nearly dummies his way through. Kiss hanging onto him. Manages to get his pass onto Platt. Platt going back down the middle. Wigan mauling away at him, and eventually he's bounced down to the ground. And Brian Dunn being cautioned for putting a boot in. The referee signals. Referee says you put your foot in him as you were getting up. Taken quickly out to Morgan. Morgan to Flanagan. Flanagan coming back inside. Graham Wett tried to wrap him up. Morgan going hard for the line. Switches it to Kerwin. And Kerwin's being forced back. Still manages to get the ball moving. Awkward bouncing ball. Referee says it's off his foot. As it's all Oldham in possession at the moment inside the Wigan 25 line. Acting half-back, powering his way forward. Wigan hold them. Wigan defence standing firm at the moment under a lot of pressure as it comes out onto Morgan. Morgan jumping at it. Short pass going back inside. Still managing, and Wigan have got it. A great roar of relief from the Wigan spectators. Campbell plays the ball to himself. Drags his way forward a few yards. Comes to Ford. Ford a long pass to Kenny. Kenny holding it. Brings Donlan through. Donlan's made the break. He has Gill with him. Lovely time pass. Walking day in Belfast for Gill, and he's over the line. Puts the ball down. Lovely breakdown and a beautifully timed pass by Donlan. Gives Gill another try. Now this is when the good teams start to rub it in the last quarter of an hour. Wigan 22, Oldham 2. And Wigan moved that ball well round their own 25. Nicely timed pass from Kenny. Donlan came through onto it very well indeed. And Gill finished off. Straight down. Looks like a man with wings as he soars down the touchline. Colin Whitfield, a kick to take. 8 yards in. And Wigan could well be making 2 substitutes. I think no, it's the trainer just having a word with Graham West. And Dutoit is coming on. Graham West going to be given a rest for the last quarter of an hour. Dutoit going to be given a run. Wigan 22, Oldham 2, as Colin Whitfield has the ball set up very high on this tee of sand. Struck it well and just wide. He hit that very hard and high, but just wide. It's a good effort. He hit it truly, just foot or so off target. Great roar. As Dutoit comes on. See what he can do. Parrish to kick out towards the Wigan right wing. Wigan with a 20 points lead, 15 minutes to go into the Wigan 25. Scott's there, takes it cleanly, driving in hard, swung round for his pains as Kiss comes over. Kiss moves it inside onto Dutoit. Dutoit driving in hard, took them with him, came in very strongly, still dragging his way over the 25. Came onto that ball very powerfully. Comes to Ford. Ford to Campbell. Campbell decides he's going to do the same, but he's downed on the 25 line. Switch of direction. Kiss saw them coming through, darted forward. Ball's flung back to Ford. Straight to the Oldham fullback, running it out. Whitfield following him, takes him well and puts him down, takes him cleanly. Kerwin trying to go through, and Whitfield follows him and has him again. Does a good stint of tag, and Whitfield's there again. Crowd like that. 3 tackles on the trot. That was good defensive play by Whitfield as Kerwin, jumping, goes back into the middle, gets his pass on to fullback Taylor, lobs a high one to Flanagan. Courtney's across there to cover and take him. Fullback Taylor up to acting halfback, moves the ball out to Morgan. Morgan turning it inside, the ball's loose. Courtney dives and Courtney wins it. Took that one well, turned his back in to get it covered. Long pass comes to Kenny. Kenny on to Dunn, who was in the outside centre position, and his pass has been intercepted as he tried to lob it to the outside, and Ford is across to cover, and Gillard come inside to help him. Lowndes behind to play the ball to Flanagan. Flanagan to Chadwick. Chadwick gets past to Toit, who missed him completely. Couldn't get to him. Taylor, the fullback, waiting for the play of the ball. Out to Platt. Platt holding it, trying to make a drive through. Wigan hanging on to him. The 2 Wigan halfbacks are in there to take the second row man. Parrish moves it inside. The fullback Taylor moves it across. Lowndes sends a long pass to Flanagan, and they've gone back in possession as Wigan move up. Morgan running hard and straight, and that was a good run by Morgan. Not in the first flush of youth. Still doing a tremendous amount of work. The prompter comes out to Birkbeck. Lifts a high, awkward one. Ford's going up for it. Takes it beautifully. Jumped for it, snatched it out cleanly. And now it's Scott trying to clear his lines. Feet slip from under him. Nicky Kiss behind the play of the ball. Going through on his own. Doesn't get very far. Slipped it nicely. Onto Ford. Ford coming up to Birkbeck. Gets away from Birkbeck. And eventually swung round by Chadwick. Campbell coming through from the acting halfback. Onto Kenny. Kenny hanging onto the ball, holding it. And they come over and hit him hard. Doesn't seem to bother him at all as it goes out. Ford holds it. Changing direction, coming back, turning and twisting. No way through as Oldham and move right into the Wigan line out. Kiss gasping for breath as he receives attention. Donlan moves it out onto Ford. Ford puts a little kick through. Can he get to it? Kicks it too hard, I think. Too hard, it's going to go dead, but he was well up on it. Nice surprise move there. Couldn't quite control it. Kiss limping somewhat. Hard man. Takes a lot of knocks, does a lot of grafting. And so it's a tap out from the 25. Kerwin takes it, short one onto Chadwick, and Chadwick stopped dead in his tracks by Courtney. Courtney does some good hard tatting. Courtney's in there again to take Jones very cleanly and clinically, puts him down with no messing. Platt moves it out onto Morgan. Flanagan throws a wild pass out to Taylor on the wing, can't take it cleanly. And we could have another substitution coming on. Potter going to come on. And Kiss is being brought off. He's limping somewhat, could well be a precaution. Be interesting to see if Wigan put a hooker. Who's gone hooker? And Scott's gone hooker and Potter's gone to loose forward. Ball's in, Wigan have won it. Scott won it, comes out to Kenny. Kenny doing the switch. Trying to get through, being taken by both centres. Everything goes in, including the kitchen sink, into that tattle. Still hanging on to him. Referee says it doesn't matter as Potter darts forward, dragging them with him. Very strong. There's three of them hold of him. They still can't put him down. Scott behind the play of the ball, making the break. Long pass and Donlan can't take it cleanly. Referee says he's knocked on. You can probably hear that irate roar from the crowd who are near that one. Kiss going off for the Bath. Wigan probably desperate to have him fit for Friday. It's one position where we don't have a lot of cover. As Kerwin puts the ball in, pack wheels, shoots straight out the side, in again, shoots out to Oldham, out to Birkbeck, to Taylor, who's gone to stand-off half, rather. Birkbeck's gone to full-back. Kerwin moves the ball across, Flanagan holding his pass. Wigan going in, Potter getting into the game quickly. As Oldham still keep this. And Chisnell's come on. Jones, whose leg has been very heavily strapped, has gone off. And that looked like an obstruction as Kenny came in. Beautiful driving tattle to push Birkbeck backwards. Once again, it's tight in the forwards as Lowndes the hooker. Dull pedestrian stuff from Oldham, not a spark of football in them tonight. A despairing kick goes through, a few yards gain, puts it into touch. 10 yards short of the halfway line. There's about 8 minutes still to go. Wigan leading by 22 points to 2. Wigan playing with Scott at hooker. Puts the ball in. Comes straight out the side of the tunnel. Got to go in again. And it's been knocked on behind the scrum. So it's got to go in again. Oldham had hooked it. Scrum half couldn't take it cleanly. And it shoots straight out the side of the tunnel, no doubt about it. Referee wants it out behind and in between the second row. Oldham forward sorting themselves out. Wigan pack ready, in quickly. Referee lets it go. Kenny hands it on. Ford steaming into the line, sidestepping beautifully. Can't get his pass to Kenny, but cover is there. Beautifully snapped up by Ford onto Gill. Gill running into the defensive cover, and they're having a go at him. They probably don't like the way he's teased them and taunted them. Potter behind the play of the ball. Out to Ford. Ford onto Scott. Scott onto Dunn. Dunn being taken, still dragging his way. He's buried underneath them. Oldham forwards. Scott up to acting half-back to Ford. Dutoit takes it, had to juggle with it, coming strongly, driving in, knocks off one. Eventually has to die with the ball on the 25 line, right in front of the post. Comes to Potter. Potter holding it, trying to break through. It's smothered, can't get shut of it. Campbell gone to acting half-back. To Ford. Ford's hoisted it. Dangerously close to the line. Kenny's up there with the first to take it. Lets the ball go. Long one. Out to Joe. The ball's going forward. If only that pass had been a little more accurate. It was flung wildly out to Julev. And it bounced. Felt that Wigan could have run in there and had another try. However, the ball did go forward. The line was wide open. Kerwin feeds. Kerwin has it. Trying to run it out. And he's buried underneath Potter. In the Oldham 25. Dangerously moving the ball across. Donlan spotted his man, went in, managed to get him at the second attempt, helped by Ford. Once again it's the forwards. Slow, cumbersome, unimaginative play by the Oldham forwards. They come crashing the way through, trying to break through this Wigan defence. Wigan easily holding them. Platt puts the kick in. Ford can't take it, awkward ball, had to reach for it, right on the touchline. So we scrum down just inside the Wigan half. Kerwin to feed. And it goes. Shoots straight out the side, and Wigan penalised for feet up. Very unpopular referee. Wigan had a lot of trouble in the scrums tonight. Lowndes coming up to restart. Lowndes to Chadwick. Chadwick running straight. Probably wishes he hadn't, as Scott and Campbell bury him. Lowndes, the hooker, coming back up again to distribute the ball. Moves it on to no, he decides he's going to make a run on his own. Couple of yards gained. Holding it, switches it to Flanagan. Flanagan on to Chisnall. We can try to shove him over towards the touchline, just inside the 25. Kerwin to Flanagan. Flanagan jumping with it, trying to go through. Good run by Flanagan, thrown the ball away, and we can have it 12 yards out from their own line. Ford dropped on the ball well, and Potter going to try and bring it away. Doesn't get very far. Scott moves it across to Toit, driving in hard. Gets his pass in. Wigan keeping the ball moving. Moving across the 25 line. Scott has to die with the ball. Ford gone to acting halfback. Dunn running across field, has his ankles taken from underneath him. Wigan not making much progress at the moment as it's flung back to Ford. Ford hoists it high. Sherman takes it, dummying to give it out. And Whitfield goes across, and he's done very well, and Whitfield has to follow him again. Kerwin behind the play of the ball, on to Morgan. Morgan moves it across, on to Flanagan. Hawkyard going down the far wing. To Morgan. Morgan holding it. Short pass on to Kerwin. And he's still running with it, proving very difficult for such a small player. He's done a lot of good hard work. Wigan caught napping as Flanagan plays it to himself. Ford hangs on to him, clings on to him, pulls him out of the air. In the Wigan 25, on to Taylor. Taylor a long pass to Platt. Platt on to Chisnall. Chisnall taken, plays it back on to Chadwick. Chadwick to Birkbeck. Birkbeck trying to dance through. Give him a reverse pass and Wigan have it. Well, that was one into his lap. To Potter. Gill coming away from acting halfback. Runs across the field. Scott up there for the grafting work. Out to Ford. Ford dancing, jinking, slips a short one. Wigan coming away well with the ball. Great run by Dutoit. Gets his pass in on to Kenny. Kenny going for the line. What a try! What a great try by Dutoit and Kenny. Great run by Dutoit. Slipped it nicely. Kenny took that ball beautifully and showed them a clean pair of heels to make it now Wigan 26. Well, Dutoit did extremely well there. He ran powerfully and managed to get the ball away beautifully, went under a lot of pressure, almost on the stroke of time. As Eddie Whirling would say, as the shadows lengthen over Central Park, you know, they dim the lights a little bit. Straight kick for Colin Whitfield. Wigan 26, Oldham 2. Unlucky to get 2. Been a very poor Oldham outfit to say they're so high up in the table. And Colin Whitfield makes it 28. Had a good night tonight, Colin Whitfield. Done a lot of good tackling and kicked extremely well. Ford has been picked as the man of the match. Oldham wearily, like the ploughman homeward plodding his weary way, come up to the halfway line. Parrish Must be sick of kicking off. Nowhere. Bounces awkwardly, did well to snatch it. Referee says he knocked on. Ball swerved awkwardly at the last minute. So Oldham come up to the Wigan 25 line. Ball shoots straight out the scrum. The referee lets it go. There's a big overlap here. They turn back inside. Ford smothers his opposite number, who's gone to stand off half. Platt, long pass out onto Chisnell. Chisnell easily rolled over by Donlan. Ball's played back to Sherman, moves inside Kerwin to Flanagan. Flanagan gets it back onto Kerwin. Wigan cover goes across, smothering him, making sure he doesn't get rid of it. Lowndes come over to act in half back. Onto Platt. Platt a long pass to Morgan. Morgan onto Birkbeck, who's cut in two. Really hit hard by Du Toit. He hit him very hard, and Du Toit's there again to knock his man down, forcing a bad pass, but Taylor being swung round on the far side of the field. And it's hoisted over the Wigan try line. Awkward one this for Ford. Takes it well, shows them his back. They try to push him over the line, and slipped onto Ford very nicely. That must have been real sleight of hand, real legerdemain stuff, the way Ford slipped that to scrum half forward. And so we come to the end of this game between Wigan and Oldham, with Wigan taking away two valuable points, with the final score Wigan 28, Oldham 2. This is your commentator John McDermott, hoping you've enjoyed the film, which has been made by your cameraman Brian Worthington. Must be sick of kicking off. Nowhere. Bounces awkwardly, did well to snatch it. Field. Come to the end of this game between Wigan and Oldham, with Wigan taking away two valuable points, with the final score Wigan 28.